right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of OAG Hang Out.
You didn't sound that excited.
I know, this is my medium excited voice.
We'll go with your excited voice.
I don't want to be so loud in this house. Not in this house. Yeah. So I hope everybody's doing well.
The other direction.
Well, hey. Literally the other direction, and as in the mic's over here and not over there. So, but yeah, we hope everybody's doing well tonight, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. It's another episode of Tame That Tongue.
Tame That Tongue. Yes. It's really been actually a fun series. I super am enjoying it, giving me some new things in my life to pray about. Although I say that knowing full well I've read the book at least 5 times. Great things to pray about in our refining, Being in the refiner's fire is an awesome place to be, I think, because we're improving ourselves, which we are totally called to do.
Yeah. Tonight is the Slanderous Tongue.
Yes.
And it is all about using the right words instead of hurting people. For sure.
Yeah. We could start with the Proverbs. That was part of our reading. And that is Proverbs 10:18. This is from the New Living Translation. To hide hatred is to be a liar. To slander is to be a fool.
So we don't want to be liars and fools.
The fool's part is kind of interesting because I think the liar is really obvious and that's immediately what we think about. But the fool part is takes a bit more thought into that.
In other Psalms, it says that the fool is somebody who despises God, or at least who says there is no God. So you don't want to be a fool.
No. And I think it feeds into that mentality that's super common today that is, everybody's like comparing and trying to one up each other, which is really not a good way to be living your life. It seems really stressful to want to do that and be that way to somebody. Like to want to diminish somebody, because that's really what you're doing, to want to hurt them. In our study, it says, do you envy that person's accomplishments? Which is really interesting because I don't think that in the times I can remember where I have slandered, that was really like a part of my thinking process behind it. And one of the biggest things is if we slow down and think before we speak, we probably wouldn't say some of those things anyway.
See, so the Oxford Dictionary defines slander as the action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation.
Yeah, we see that in the world a lot today, don't we? Ooh, just like, oh yeah, let's put that on the screen, and you totally made it so we could. Yes. Oh yeah. Do the thing.
We both did the thing.
We both did the thing. Slander, the action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation. Yep. Defamation of character is, of course, something that people get sued in court for all the time.
Slander, I think. So a spoken statement, if it's, Spider-Man taught me that if it's in print, it's libel.
Yes.
Thank you, J. Jonah Jameson. But it's also, that's the noun version. The verb is to make false and damaging statements about somebody. So Yeah, I think this starts in our homes. Um,
Mm,
we grow up around hearing our parents basically badmouth people. I think that's usually the way it starts with people.
yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy at work, he did this. He doesn't know how to do his job. Blah blah blah. I gotta fix all his mistakes. I can't believe what a knucklehead he is. You know, I could go on, but I dare. I'll stay in the realm of um, rated E for everyone, video game and NPC language.
A
What a,
wise choice.
what a knucklehead! Yeah, and so you go from there, and then that's how you learn how to talk about people, and
Hmm.
it just kind of goes from there.
It says a lot about insecurities too, doesn't it?
Right. Well, it's like a coping mechanism. How do we deal with stress and frustration about other people?
Hmm.
Are we gonna take it out? And basically, you're kind of taking down on somebody else. Whoever hears it is influenced by it, and can often have unintended consequences.
Even
So,
those who are within earshot, but not necessarily the person you're talking to. Um, I can think of like, um, instances of being in like a room full of people, and you're talking to a group of like two or three, maybe four people, right? And but you're in a small group within a big group, and then all of a sudden, six other people have heard what you said, and that could be really not just, um, what if one of those people was the person you were talking about?
hmm, hmm.
So before we keep going, I want to introduce who he has been here many times before. He is not new, but we love him. His name is Eli, and he is with us here today. Thank you for joining us, Eli.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
And we are playing. What are we playing?
We are playing Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride. Oh, I got really crummy cards. This is going to be interesting. I'm just going to take them all just because why not? Uh, that's just really awful. Okay, well, we'll make it happen, folks. You are looking at Complete Links' screen, by the way. So, guys, don't pay attention. Don't look. Don't cheat.
Nah, why would we want to cheat? What's
We're
my
taking the fun out
incentive
of
to
it.
cheat? If I win just because I cheated, is that really winning? Not
No,
earned.
no.
I don't really feel satisfaction.
I also have one of the readings, because we know that there is not going to be slanders in heaven. And this is Psalm 15. This is 1 to 3. Adonai, who can rest in your tent? Who can live on your holy mountain? Those who live a blameless life, who behave uprightly, who speak truth from their hearts, and keep their tongues from slander, who never do harm to others or seek to discredit their neighbors. And I actually really like the use of the word who speak truth from their hearts, because we know that if we are doing things in love, like the fellowship of our fellow man, we wouldn't be doing those things if they come from a place of love, because it just wouldn't occur to us. Which is even more reason to put on your Holy Spirit armor every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my favorite things that I've tried to do every day that I fail on at least half of the week, at least, because I just get going with things and I start to get rushed and like, oh, I need to do this right away. But if I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is invite God into my day just goes completely different. And I'm really on this like trying to make sure I do this every day. Like, do not start even putting my feet on the floor until I do this. Because if my feet hit the floor first, it's not going to happen. But it's so amazing. I cannot believe the difference. I feel like I am a lot meeker on those days in a good way and a better listener. There's just things about myself that are just better on those days. And I've noticed the pattern and I'm just like, man, I need to do more of this. Why would I even forget this? I think the more I talk about it, the more incentive I have to keep doing it because it's like reminding my subconscious to keep doing it. They say that the more you talk about something, the more real it is. And so, of course, if you something is secret and you don't talk to anybody about what's going on in your head, then it's less real. Let's see. I actually have another really good Bible verse. I was trying to think before this of places in the Bible where there was slander. But I only could go back to ones we've already talked about. Like I thought of Solomon.
Oh yeah, Solomon. Yeah.
I think it's your go, Andy Rue.
Oh, sorry. I've been pondering other things. Been stuck here for a while, haven't I? Sorry for the hold up. I was just eating away my time.
All right. I am going to give you guys actually I have this book that is full of promises, and it breaks down promises topically that are in the Bible. And this is about speaking from a place of love. So 1 Corinthians 8:1. We know that we all possess knowledge. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. I like that one. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. So if you were talking about that same person, let's say that person that you slandered not that long ago, or even if God brings up something way deep in your past, what would have happened in that moment if you'd been speaking from a place of love about that person? I know that's a very contemplative thought. It's rhetorical. You don't have to answer.
Could you repeat that question again?
Yeah. So let's say you're praying and you say, God, show me a moment where I was a slanderer. So that, so now you've come up with that slander. You know what you said about that person. Oh, hello, sirens. So in that moment where you've been the slanderer and you know what you've said about that person, what would you have said if you came from a place of love?
And for the record, we're defining slander as intentionally lying, not being misinformed.
Correct. So slander is the action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation.
See, I don't. Have I ever slandered someone? There have been cases where I misspoke because I didn't have all the facts, right? But I don't think I ever intentionally tried to ruin someone's reputation. But in the cases when I misspoke, I apologize to the person, and I try to make things better. And if I had love in my heart at that moment when I misspoke, yeah, I wouldn't have said what I said without consulting them first. But hey.
Yeah, this is a tricky one as we get down to the bottom of the barrel of the ways that we use our tongue in demeaning ways. Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of times where I've intentionally said things to hurt people or, tarnish their character. Hmm.
See, see, now comes a different situation that it was. There is this trusted person who has ironically has a habit of lying and slandering, and I was only informing people, don't believe everything this person says. I take it with a grain of salt. Which in this case, I wasn't necessarily slandering. I was just telling them something that was true, and it wasn't intended to damage a reputation, but rather to stop the slanderer from. So I don't know. In that case, yeah, I think I spoke out of love. Like I wasn't trying to hurt the slanderer, just to give people, all the information so that they understood.
Okay, so in that scenario, what pops in my mind is because I can think of someone I know who is a big slanderer or was. And I think those types of people end up sinking themselves anyway. So I think I would err on the side of caution as to not necessarily say anything. But if I saw an individual who could be easily or had already been said some things to that was kind of being like taken in, if that were to make sense, then I might say, hey, by the way, 90% of what you just heard is not true. And I just want you to, but this is like very quietly taking them aside saying, I really care about you. I care about this person, but I don't want you to be like, investing in what they are trying to get you into, if that makes sense.
Right.
But most of the time, from what I've seen of those types of people, they do end up sinking themselves because they just cannot keep their mouths shut. They just kind of keep going and going, and they just end up completely sabotaging themselves. Like they can't help it. They just go. Like it just happens. It's really not a place where we need to intervene because you're kind of bordering on slander to a degree in a very kind way, but yeah. And I'm thinking of myself here too, because I've totally done that. I'm just trying to put the whole thought process out there for everybody listening.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like sometimes you just gotta wait it out a couple of months.
Oh, that's the tough part too, especially when you see it happening. And you're like, months go by, and you're like, no.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do have to give people enough rope to hang themselves, like, pardon the metaphor, but it's people shoot themselves in the foot. Wow, these are all really horrible metaphors.
These are really horrible metaphors. We all know them. We all know them.
They're gonna stub their own toe.
There you go. They're gonna stub their own toe. We don't need to
brutalize it. Yeah.
We don't need to stick the wall in front of them for them.
Catastrophize.
Catastrophizing. It is easy to catastrophize. Catastrophize? Yeah. Anything going on around you, if you're have a really good imagination, and I totally do, so asking God to simmer those moments down is a really great thing to do.
Simmer down now. Yep.
Let's read. Well, No, I'm backing up. Sorry. And now I'm in the wrong chapter now. That's all. Okay, let me take my turn.
So we could. What about some of the Psalms that were mentioned in the beginning of this chapter? One of the Psalms.
Yeah.
15. 15:1-3 that says, Lord, who may
I read
dwell in your... Oh, you already read that. I'm sorry.
I read that one.
Okay.
Mhm.
It was really good.
It is really good. But we could take that apart because it actually, one of the questions in the study says, what 6 categories of people will dwell in the Lord's sanctuary in those verses? So go ahead and read it again.
Who may dwell in your sanctuary? Who may live on your holy hill? He whose walk is blameless. There you go. Blameless walk. Who does what is righteous, speaks the truth from his heart. That's 3. And no slander from his tongue. 4. Who does his neighbor no wrong. That's 5. And casts no slur on his fellow man. Can we get like a more modern translation?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I had the NLT up. Actually, I know I read from the CJB before, so I can do the NLT if you want.
I'd have to pull that up here. Let me.
Who may worship in your sanctuary, Lord? Who may enter your presence on your holy hill? Number 1, those who lead blameless lives and do what is right.
No, I don't
Number 2, speaking the truth from sincere hearts. 3, those who refuse to gossip. 4, those who will not harm their neighbors. 5, speak evil of their friends. I think they're separating those who lead blameless lives, and then 2 is actually do what is right. Speaking the truth from sincere hearts is 3. Those who refuse to gossip. 4, refuse to harm their neighbors. 5, and refuse to speak evil of their friends. 6. Yeah.
Blameless lives, do what is right, don't gossip, harm their neighbors, speak evil of friends. Who despise flagrant sinners.
What version is that?
The NLT.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I was into.
Right. Those who refuse to gossip or harm their neighbors or speak evil of their friends, those who despise flagrant sinners and honor the faithful followers of the Lord and keep their promises even when it hurts. Those who lend money, or I'm sorry, we're getting down the list a little bit here. That's verse 4. That's where I read from. That's why. So there's even more things that you could add to that list of blamelessness. But as far as the tongue goes, so people who don't gossip, that means talk bad about people behind their back, because that's pretty much slander. It's almost synonymous.
I hear you click, but it's your turn and nothing's happening.
Oh, I've got two computers set up here.
Andy Roo, are you working during our program?
No. Well, I have Ticket to Ride on my laptop here because it doesn't work on my desktop. It crashes every time.
I forgot about that.
And then I was looking at the Bible verses because the Ticket to Ride's full screen on my laptop.
Gotcha.
But I was also looking up tire prices too. So.
Oh, I was. See, now that's a little off topic. Let's stay on topic.
Okay, maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later.
So, yeah, that's the thing.
So, as it's really interesting because Solomon, who I believe also was a slanderer, also says in Proverbs 30:10, never slander a person to his employer.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
No.
You're affecting their livelihood, and for what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we have Things that are really important to us in the moment, if we would just wait like 5 minutes, it wouldn't be as important.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, new cards.
Whoosh.
Oh. Read them and wait.
Whoa. Double new cards.
Right. Too many of one color. This game's gonna go fast. So keep our eyes on the prize. So we got 2 viewers. Thank you, viewers. Remember to like that video and smash that like button. Smash it. I mean, don't wreck your phone, please.
Okay,
nice.
so oh, sorry. Don't wreck your phone.
Don't wreck your phone.
Don't smash your phone.
Smash your phone.
So now that we've talked about slandering, we could talk about what to do in response to slander. Do you want to go there yet, or should we wait?
Response to slander?
Yeah. Like, how do you respond to slander? What is it? A Christ? I hate that saying Christ-like way, but yes. What is the most Christian way?
What would Jesus do?
I wasn't going to say it. What would Jesus do? Okay. Well, listen. Jesus actually said, "Get behind me, Satan," to Peter's face. So, you know, he was a bit of a rebel at times. Maybe I should say he was a radical at times.
Like a Ninja Turtle.
Oh man, I just pictured Jesus as a Ninja Turtle.
No.
Thanks.
He's got the white bandana.
Yes.
Okay, anyway.
And long hair. He still has long hair. I
can't
get away from that imagery.
Okay, I'm sorry. So what we would do is we would do what Jesus would do. Yeah.
Well,
and what did Jesus do?
There's a lot of ways.
Jesus did a lot of things in a variety of contexts,
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
He may have made some men drop dead by saying his true name. He may have written the sins of people in sand. May have flipped some tables, right? All things that Jesus did. Context is key, and I kind of feel like this matters because you can be slandered in a variety of different ways. Each one having different consequences, right? Some severe, others not that big of a deal, right? And so how we respond to that, I think matters. If I'm being slandered in such a way that I could land in jail, then that's different than just if someone is accusing me of, I don't know, taking someone's phone without permission, right? It's each one, I think, requires a different approach. But overall, I say stand by the truth, show them your character, and hope that speaks for itself. But
so we're gonna go into 1 Peter. So 1 Peter, and it is verse.
1 Peter 1.
1 Peter 3, 15 to 17. Yeah, 1 Peter 3, 15 to 17. Which says, "Instead, you must worship Christ as the Lord of your life. And if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. But do this in a gentle and respectful way. Keep your conscience clear. Then if people speak against you, they will be ashamed when they see what a good life you live, because you belong to Christ. And 17 says, remember, it is better to suffer for doing good, if that is what God wants, than to suffer for doing wrong. The suffer for doing wrong is eternal. We don't want that. That's very bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once we are in that mindset of, you know, I can't stop going back to the mindset of love. If you're in the mindset of love, you're not going to be prompted to do that. And even coming from the mindset of love, you also are definitely going to respond. I don't want to say respond with kindness, but you're going to respond with integrity. Kind integrity, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Following through with well, I heard a story recently of where it was a friend of a friend, kind of a thing. So totally indirectly involved. But I heard about the way they handled like a really tense-filled situation, and I really feel like they let God lead throughout it. And they could have reacted in a very different way, and they had every right to. And yet their response reminds me more of like Jesus' response when the Pharisees all like literally are going, they're trying to throw the adulterous woman. What happened? What happened?
It seems we timed out.
That must have been the server on their end. So there's the adulterous woman. I'm going to set the scene. There's the adulterous woman. They've got her. They are, going to Jesus. And they're like, look at what she did. This is so awful. And the story goes that he's just very calm, and he's just basically writing all of their sins in the sand that's at his feet. That's the story that goes. It's not what we read in the Bible, but that's what we are understanding, because he's very calm in this situation. And they automatically start to disperse, because his only thing he really says is, man, where's that story now? I gotta go find it.
The woman caught in adultery.
Yeah. We find it so we can read it. I hate imposing my words over Jesus' words.
Woman, where are your accusers? In John 8, 1 through 11.
But
nowhere.
There's something else he says.
Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. Didn't even one of them condemn you? Like, basically, he's asking the question. So nobody's condemned you? Oh, my sister's bringing kayaks.
So they put her in front of this crowd of people, though. So we have to assume something happened in that moment, because he's written all of their sins in the sand. But we don't read that in the Bible. It is not spoken of. He does say, all right, but you said it, but all right, but let the first one who has never sinned throw the first stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does say, and then he stooped down again and he wrote in the dust.
Right. It doesn't, we have to read in between the lines with what he's actually writing there. And what would make them go away. Somebody writing down your deepest, darkest secrets. Oh, I gotta pick a second card. Hold on. Pick a winner. Yeah, there's so many times when the religious leaders came to Jesus and tried to trap him and twist his words. So there's plenty to go around of examples of them slandering Christ.
So I was wrong because that Bible actually does say that he was writing in the dust.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting that they all dispersed, though. I wonder how much the Holy Spirit took action there in bringing things to people's minds. But in that way, you know, a friend of a friend just kind of walked away from the whole thing. And I was totally like, kind of just like, wow, at first I was like, wait, why would they do that? That's such a weird way to react. And then I was like, oh, wow. Actually, that was kind of brilliant because they're just going to sink themselves anyway at some point. But they totally left it up in God's hands instead, which I really liked and admired them.
The silence was golden.
Totally golden. Yeah. Yep. And let their life speak which is exactly what the Bible says to do. Let your life speak for that, for what you do. In Proverbs 10:18, it says, "He who conceals his hatred has lying lips. Whoever spreads slander is a fool." He who conceals his hatred has lying lips. So you could be saying that in your heart about that person, even if you haven't said it out loud. How would you handle that?
You mean like negative self-talk, but
No.
towards another person?
It is all self-talk, but in your mind you're going, oh man, I cannot believe he just did that. He's such a blah, 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 you know?
Oh, go ahead.
How do you shut down that, thought process?
Well, I think that's kind of on a whole nother level then. Yeah, because it's one thing to openly talk about people and sow strife among the peoples. It's another thing to be able to keep your mouth shut and just keep those comments to yourself. I know I've had to learn how to do that. Oh, we got Star Fox Trinity in the house. Hey, Star Fox. So yeah, we're talking still about the slander. So it's like, yeah, that the brain to mouth connection, and how do you keep that in check, folks?
It's your go.
It is. Indubitably. Who can make the longest train track?
Probably you at this rate.
That's the goal. Not to slander you guys, I don't think that is, but
this was a verse that was in our study, but I really was not familiar with it. Titus is such a short book, and it's just not one that gets referenced a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But in Titus 2:3 actually says, "Teach the older women to be reverent in the way that they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good." So it's kind of all encompassing, but it's very interesting that it's the older women. So I'm like, oh no.
They're gonna meet up for their Bible studies and break out the wine and be chatty Cathy's.
Well, I wonder if like you still have a turn. It's back to you again, Andy Bro.
It is. Now it's your turn.
I was so confused. I thought it was my turn. I kept clicking and I was like, no, what's going on? I can't click anything.
Clickety clackety.
Clicky. I imagine that there must have been a really bad amount of hearsay and talk, and they must have just been drinking too much wine and being being
Impetuous.
it must have been really bad for the community though for that to be so specific at the older women.
If you gotta write to Paul and ask about this thing. So
it says you ran out of time and were replaced by a bot.
what?
Yeah.
That's
You had like 14 minutes.
doesn't make
It
sense.
says now your opponent is away for a moment. Oh, weird. I think you can rejoin. Try to come back.
Wait, what? It has me on a different game. Mr. Maestro's not even in this round. What? Yeah, it's totally showing me like an old game or something.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, the servers are definitely wonky today. And that's not slander. We're seeing it firsthand.
Live happening now. Wow. All right.
I don't understand what's going on with my game here. So
Speaking of slander, how does it feel to be accused of running out of time when you have 14 minutes on the clock?
I know. This is a perfect example. This
And I keep having all these pop-ups too. An error has just occurred, not your turn. Quit. What?
okay, so it's not.
Now you were replaced by a robot.
But I can go back into resume and go back and play. So if you leave that game that you're in, Andy Roo.
Well, yeah, I've left the building.
You left the building.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing it. It doesn't pop up and resume anymore.
Oh no.
So
all right, let's just try to really hurry and finish this game.
Lost to me. So
are we?
I hope Homeboy tries to finish my move. Like AI Overlord, please win for me.
Yeah, let's see if the AI wins. Come on, Eli.
This is interesting. Now you're.
It's your go, Eli. Are you able to go?
I lose.
No, I am able. I was just not aware that it was my turn.
Yep.
Wait, am I able to go now? Hold up. I may not be able to go.
Exit and come back.
We got
okay. I'm gonna try to do this.
Snafu.
So leave the game.
And then go to resume. I want to give a shout out to the 4 people that are watching.
Hey,
please
4 people.
Give us that thumbs up wherever you are watching from. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
So fun fact, it's not letting me leave the game either.
Oh, weird. All right, let me leave.
I'm clicking everything, and nothing is responding.
No, we're just going to have to start a new game.
Yeah,
man, that was a really good run, too.
That was a good run. I really was anxious to see who would win.
Oh, wait, you can zoom in on tracks?
Yeah, you totally can. All right, the game is made, you guys.
Oh, man. Let's see. What? Oh, get back here.
Oh, let's. I'm going to put on the screen what Star Fox has to say. Star Fox says, there is a bit of that going around at the moment. I keep telling people that as Christians, we should only seek the best outcome when we see others. Gossiping about them, how bad a thing looks, as if putting people on alert is going to help. It only serves as a distraction and stirs up division. So that kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier, Eli, that we should like just let the person sabotage themselves.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you gotta watch out for brother so and so or sister what's her face. Like, you gotta be
Right.
careful around them. You never know. Don't say anything that would incriminate yourself. Don't, you know? It's like, you gotta watch out for them. They're trying to get you. It's like, sir, you're watching too much conspiracy theory videos on YouTube.
Yeah, it's true.
A lot of it is projection. They are the type of people who try to get others, and therefore they assume that everyone is on the same boat as they are.
Mhm. Get out of the boat. If you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Star Fox says, Star Fox, who should just be here right now instead of watching.
Jump in line.
He says, but yeah, my question is, what has this person done that would make you be so suspicious? Well, yeah, if they don't have a track record, then it's all speculation. Absolutely. Even if they do have a track record, though, like this person does this kind of thing all the time. They are like 100% being that person. So what we were talking about earlier was if you try to step in and say, hey, watch out for this person, it's just going to come back to bite you because then you look like the slanderer. So nobody wants to be that person. So we got to, reel in some of those feelings.
Reeling in the feeling.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody out there in the land of watching could look up Ephesians 4:31-32 so we could put it on the screen. That'd be awesome.
Man, it's my turn again.
Ephesians 4:31 and 32. I think some of these we should put up.
I know, I could pick another card.
Yes, it is your go, Andrew. Your go.
I gotta be weaving my way about the way.
Actually, if you do say something, it kind of makes me think too that we know the person's reputation. We've already known it. Maybe we've experienced it firsthand. But if you do say something, does that mean you're not trusting God that he could intervene and hope, to work things out? Like, are you praying that he was going to do that?
I mean, who's not to say that you're intervening for someone else? Or that God wants you to intervene for someone else. See, it's complicated. So you don't want to start something, but at the same time, silence sometimes just allows the slanderer to do a lot more damage, I'm not saying get into a war with them, but sometimes you have to speak up, even if you look like the bad guy, so that, a few months down the road, people will be like, oh, this person was onto something when they spoke up. But yeah, it gets messy very quickly.
It does. I mean, that's kind of life, though, to be honest. The less messy, the better. At least the more enjoyable the ride. Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death. Those who love it will eat its fruit.
Eat that fruit. Do too.
That was really random.
Well, since we can't play music on this channel.
No. Anybody out there in Cyberland get Ephesians 4? I'm looking at you, Star Fox. Ephesians 4:31-32.
I mean, I technically have it. But I don't know if you want to wait on Star Fox.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to call out our Star Fox.
All right, so Ephesians 4:31-32. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you.
Mm-hmm. See, I wanted to do that. Oh, it cut it off. Interesting. Oh, it cut it
Do
off
it.
for YouTube. Oh, he has a response to what you're saying, Eli. He says, "But Pastor Ken, what if it was we think and we didn't say anything?" Well, if it is what you think and you didn't say anything, now you have evidence. That is a good point. I like the evidence comment.
Yeah. It's like not being slanderous is a bad thing.
I mean, it's not a first-hand witness account evidence if I saw the truth, but I can't prove it because I don't have any photographic or video evidence. It's the fact that I saw it, not evidence, at least on my end, evidence to act.
Mm. Oh, I just thought of something too. If you are a person that is maybe at least tempted to slander, so maybe you don't slander, maybe you don't say those things, but you think those things, right? So you're thinking things about these different people that are, things that are popping up in your life with these people that you're thinking these slanderous thoughts of, but you don't say them. So what do you do in that point? Pray and ask God to build up your security because you're thinking of those things because you are insecure. So why are you insecure? And digging into those insecurities is going to build you up, especially if you're asking God, show me these insecurities so that I have a chance to overcome them.
So I'm glad you brought that up because earlier, right, we had pointed out that to our knowledge, we'd never slandered anybody, and yet in that situation we thought of it. Yes, I am guilty of that a lot. I usually try not to let it leave my lips or leave my mind, but yeah, so yeah, that is a good question. Good point. If we're thinking it.
I know I say a lot of ask God and he'll show you because it has worked so well for me. Although he doesn't always answer me in the timeliest manner that I would like him to answer, but he does answer, which is really interesting. Star Fox says, God knows everything about what is and still believes the best. Sinners are always wanting to point out sin, and I agree. Sometimes it is self-projection. Also, just because you don't like the way something looks doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that you are spending too much time watching when you should be working. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I like the
Yeah, why are you hung up on watching and waiting for that person to do something?
Does God sit around waiting for us to mess up?
I really like one of my husband's mottos, and I don't know if you have a motto in your life, but this is definitely my husband's, and his is assume positive intent. Assume positive intent. It's a lot easier to go through life assuming positive intent. And it took me a while, has taken me a while to really learn that. When he first presented that to me, I'm just like, wait, what? That's really interesting. Because that too comes from a place of love, actually. Because if, somebody has said something about you at work, they're showing their true colors to you. But if you're just quiet and you do your thing, Don't raise a big ruckus about whatever. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be the ones that are winning the prize for doing their job. Because they're probably just looking for reasons to, like... So, yeah, the sinner will sink themselves at some point. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others. But still, even in that, we could even pray for that individual. Wouldn't that be amazing if that individual came up to you at some point and said, "Oh, I am so sorry. I slandered you so bad. And I just really feel convicted that I shouldn't have said those things." Because then that's amazing. Because now that person is being convicted. That person is maybe a believer. And maybe this is something they've been struggling with. We don't know. Assume positive intent. Today's affirmation is, I refuse to be a slanderer. I will use Philippians 4:8 as my conversation sifter. Therefore, whatever things are true, noble, just, pure, lovely, and of good report, if there is any virtue, and if there is anything praiseworthy about someone, I will comment only on these things.
You guys are boxing me in. This is a horrible hand. Well, not a horrible hand, but
I mean, we're just playing the game.
I know, but it's not intended. It's not slanderous play.
To be fair, you blocked what I was gonna do, so I figured if I don't make my move now, and then I'm gonna be the one blocked.
Yeah,
So.
it's a dog eat dog world. It's
Exactly. It was either you or me.
A train eat train world.
a trade.
Strictly business. Okay.
All right. Here's a
I
little bit of
understand. Handshake,
of-
handshake.
handshake. Okay. Back to our topic. This is just kind of a little fun fact for you all. Fun fact. The Greek word for slander is derived from diablos, which means devil. Slandering is an illegal, diabolical act that God abhors. I just love that. That the Greek word for slander derives from diablos, which means devil. You could say you've got the devil about you.
Indeed.
Diabolical.
If you click the blue card too fast, it will you.
What?
Do not click the blue card too fast.
What?
Honk honk.
You heard me.
There's I this is like a this is such a I'm just gonna pull randos.
Just pull blue cards. See what happens. It's a fun game. What are you clicking? Are you clapping your hands for yourself?
I'm fidgeting, yes.
He is happy and he knows it. Therefore, he claps his hands.
Star Fox, I'm not going to read your things anymore. You're just going to have to come in here and say it. You know, with that link that I just dropped you. Let's see if you join. Oh, I was trying to click. It's not my go. It's Andy Rue.
It is.
It's such a different game when there's only 3 of us instead of 4 because you can't go side by side.
Yeah, no.
It makes it a lot more challenging.
If we could, we wouldn't be boxed in right now. We could have just hugged Chicago to St. Louis peacefully.
Well, I guess I'll make my way where I need to go so that I can actually complete a route.
All right, I made it to my destination. My play has been completed.
Choo choo. Do, do, do. Yeah, my mouse and my keyboard are right under my microphone.
That
that's what-
explains a lot.
Did you guys hear? It's literally, you can hear my scroll wheel.
Yeah, I can hear the scroll wheel.
Yep. Did I get? Oh, I got one. Good.
Oh man, you got to find a quieter way to fidget. You need one of those fidget squishy things.
Oh, I got one. I got a little duck, little puppet duck.
Oh, good. Does it squeak though?
It's on
Does
my
it make
bag.
a sound?
No, it's the poppet things.
No, but okay.
You can get them at all like the dollar stores and the discount places. They've got tons of them. Do you guys have those like surplus discount stores where in order to get to the front, it's like a Marshalls and there's no advertising going on here, but maybe yeah. And then in order to get to the cash register, you have to wind your way through a maze of
Yes.
cheap products that they try to get you to think you need.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's like one really good thing that came out of the pandemic is being able to shop in apps and not see all those things in front of you.
It's like, oh, I need a phone case that says "Girl Boss" on it.
I mean, to be fair, whenever you buy something online, it immediately tells you people who bought this also bought that, and
oh, but this is actually relevant.
you're far more likely to buy those than you are to get a brand of pineapple flavored macadamia nuts.
Right, like
pineapple flavored macadamia nuts. Nice.
It's true. Okay, I guess I could do that.
Pineapple flavored macadamia nuts.
Yeah, I made up that flavor, but I'm a foodie, so whenever I walk through these stores, the little maze, they usually have like all of these exotically weird flavors.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
I know it's not like an exotic weird flavor, but it isn't one you see everywhere you go.
exactly.
It was like lime, pepper, but the way that it was worded was really bizarre. I was like, well, that's just jalapenos and lime. Why did you word it that way? But now I can't think of what it was.
Slightly off topic, but a man from my church once went viral all over Latin America because he bought these like organic blueberry cookies from that same line, and then as he was eating them, he thought it was weird because they tasted like bacon, and then he read it and he realized these were organic blueberry cookies for dogs. So he shared his experience online, right? Like a little rant thing.
Right.
And next thing he knows, he's viral all over Latin America with all of these news stations wanting to interview him and hear the story firsthand of what happened and if he was feeling any side effects.
It's so funny how media outlets get so excited about somebody's misfortune. Like, it's basically if YouTube was a person, it's like, oh, we see that you hurt yourself. Can we come and talk to you about it?
Well, what's really disturbing is when you've just been talking about something, you haven't searched in it in the search engine at all. And then suddenly you go to search it and it's already suggesting it to you.
Mm-hmm. Creepsville.
Hey. And their response is, well, the algorithm is so good, it already knows what you want before you know that you want it.
It knows.
Oh, it knows too much. A friend of mine once was telling me about her, like, she has a condition where she can't eat anything. She has to go on like a low FOD diet or whatever. And she wanted me to help her because she wanted to go vegan too. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll look into it. And so I was trying to figure out how to help her. I couldn't. And then like 2 weeks later, the algorithm is like, here's a low-fat vegan cookbook, and I'm like, seriously? So I informed her, and she got the book.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you, robot overlords.
Thank you, AI overlords, I think you mean.
That too. Jason and the Algonauts.
Oh, I keep getting cards. I totally
Searching
don't
the high
get it.
seas for prices. Fair. I think I can do this. I think I can complete the circuit.
You try. Oh, well, Eli's doing really good if he just drew some more brown cards.
Okay.
What's the
Go,
brown
Eli.
card?
It's your birthday.
Hold up, I'm getting a new ticket because.
No, I mean go, as in yay, you're
Oh.
doing good enough.
I'm actually doing good. I'm actually winning a life for once.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying
so this
draw
card
those
isn't gonna
brown
work.
cards. Do it. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take a risk here. This could kill my streak, but the bigger the risk, the greater the reward, right?
Right.
So let's see.
Why not? Oh, at least I got one card I can use. Andy Brew.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see.
Here we go.
Thank you. Let's see. I already conquered that. I'm ready to go here. We'll take that one. And we'll keep it rando.
All right. I'm gonna go do this.
Alrighty. Where are we gonna go? I guess I'm committing to this.
Yeah, I think my strategy already ended, but oh well. It was a good run while I had hope.
Oh no. No. Andy Brew.
Yep. Strategizing.
Man. The tension.
The tension. It's drawing close.
All our hopes and dreams were just crushed, all of us. Just,
All of us.
I'm sorry if I had any
we
part
had
of that.
this. We had this
You
beautiful
absolutely had a part in that.
blueprint
Absolutely.
laid out, and we all just encroach in each other's territory. So
Oh.
So
I
sorry.
love how none of us took any tickets on the west side of the map. We just y'all just went to the east.
Well, I'm in Denver already, so
There you go. Well,
we'll see where the road leads. Okay. Being the it happen, making it happen. Right on, King Jesus.
Much relief.
Can you think of a, let's see. I'm trying to think of something in pop culture where somebody stood up against somebody who slandered them.
Johnny Depp?
Well, I was I wasn't gonna go there. I was thinking more of like in film and television, video games, TV.
Well, it was
I
very
mean,
recent, so
I'm pretty sure that's like every drama series ever.
yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, miscommunication and slander are the mechanics of a sitcom and drama.
You want me to go through the long, extensive knowledge of telenovelas and
Eduardo,
how that
Isabella.
happens about 15 times per episode?
But you said I was your cousin. You are mistaken, Isabella.
Long commercial pops where everybody starts staring at the camera and back at each other.
I only just learned about those because of a different TV show that actually had that embedded in it. And I was like, this is so weird. It's like a show within a show. And it's just not been a part of my culture.
Yeah, it's always fun when there are those kind of like filler episodes that happen where, especially in like cartoons where they get pretty creative. Oh, I'm making dreams come true, folks.
Your dreams come true.
Woohoo!
It is your go.
Well, I'm just concentrating.
Well, concentrate faster.
Okay. Well, it is. It was calculating my route, so it was celebrating. It was celebrating.
Okay. Fair enough.
The little AI that could. Okay. Well, I'm taking cards now. What are we down to? Okay, we got plenty.
Those cards.
Likely.
So this is a great opportunity, I
11,
think, to
3,
click the wrong button.
6, 9, 10, 11. Ooh. Got a little 11 cards left.
Please join our Discord at oneaccordtheguild.com and come hang out and play with us. We have people playing all different kinds of games, even board games like this, but online. We have some really great Bible discussions. We have a really cool event that I wish I had loaded, but I don't have it loaded. Andy Rue, maybe it is on that computer on your end?
What?
If not, I can go get it. No, hold on. I can go get it.
A program? What are we talking about here?
Well, you should know. You made the flyer for it.
Oh, that thing. Okay, that's what you mean by program. Hold on, sorry. I'm picking cards here, so I got to make up my mind. Sorry, I'm sifting through the options.
Oh, you're doing that thing. That's okay.
I think I only have enough. 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm just gonna do that one, and then if I have more left, that's probably gonna have to be the way to go.
So we do have a really cool event that is not us hanging out, talking, and playing a game.
Hey, there it is.
Actually, well, yes, but no. It is a live stream. We are going to be tearing down the walls of ancient Jericho in Minecraft. And we're really excited about it. It's going to be awesome. It is September 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern. So please translate that to wherever you are. But we are super psyched about that. It has been, I thought it was like 8 months in the making, and I was corrected because it's actually been like 2 years in the making since we first started this project and talking about it. So I took a while to make some of the things that are going to happen, but we are excited. And we hope you can join us, at least for the live stream, especially if you're a Minecrafter, because it's going to be awesome.
You just did not move there. You just did not move there. Oh my God.
I absolutely did move there. Yes, I did. And if you have a problem with it, you just take it up to Boston to New York.
Boston to New York.
Yeah. Well,
What do you
Montreal.
think I am? What do they think I am? Some kind of a. Okay, I'll take that one. All right, we can make this work, people.
I just put up the technical difficulties thing. We need that a little bit bigger.
Let's inject some drama into this.
There's drama already. What are you talking about?
Drama, passion, romance.
I don't think there's any of those. Unless there's passion over wanting to win the game.
Passion. I'd pull out my Telemundo voice, but I don't want to get so loud. It's late here. Oh. Let's see. All right. Ooh, I couldn't make it work the other way. Ooh, praise the Lord. This is tense. This is the most tense game I've done in a while. Gotta clear my throat. Excuse me, sorry.
Man, I shouldn't have had that nap. I'm all awake now.
Is that like you drank a cup of regular coffee? Coffee copy?
No,
what?
I had a nap.
What? No.
I've been up since 5:30.
How dare you? No, I'm yelling at the blast.
Yeah, I know. You guys both have 11 and 13 left.
I'm so sad.
Sorry, not sorry.
Where can I go that I can actually extend my... I can't make it work. I'm just gonna have to go wherever the Lord takes me. Not that one. Well, it is getting late, so.
Yep.
Last
All
try.
right. Let's see what happened.
Did not complete. Incomplete. Okay, you don't want to hear me whine. I got some pretty long distance.
You got some long distance, but that one was short. You like went all the way around to get 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. I hate it when that happens to me.
Yeah.
My last hand though was awful. I had all low numbers, and this one,
Lynx, you.
I got the longest track.
You destroyed us.
I won. The cards spoke, and they won. They helped
you got
me
a
win.
karma point. What does that mean?
So, if you ever like rage quit a game, you actually lose karma points, and so that's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, numbers here. Well, they're not numbers; they're colors.
Consolation prize.
Yeah, so that's like your overall rank score, and so that shows people if you're going to actually play the game or leave the game and just rage quit. Which there are people that do that, and then they lose points every time they do that. So, so don't rage quit.
I'm not gonna rage quit.
And if you guys were ranked, if you had played ranked games, then you would also show up here along with me, and then we would see where we all rank because your score will go up or down.
Okay.
Yep, that's how that works. So
Okie dokie.
the game is over, and it is that time. It's time for us to go be good East Coasters and do all the things so that we can arise early and be ready for the day tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this has been Tame That Tongue Slander with your friends at One Accord the Guild. We have been hanging out here, and we're so glad you joined us wherever you are, whatever time it is. We ask you to think about, what comes out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what you say. Speak in love. Love covers a multitude of sins, so sometimes it's better just to stay silent. I'm preaching to myself here. But yeah, so glad you guys hung out with us tonight.
Assume positive intent would be the other one I would add.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
make lives easier.
Yeah, make life easier on yourself. And there's too many other things that are really important to be focusing on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Spend your energy elsewhere. You don't have unlimited energy. Don't spend it on cussing on other people.
Yeah, that's another one we could do a whole show about how precious your energy is and how God wants you to spend it. Sounds like a good Bible study to me. All right. You sorry.
I was gonna say all right. I was gonna say all right, babes and bros. We're out of here. We'll see you later.
God bless you. Take care.
Where's the button?
Do the thing.